The Osterville Village Library held its third Human Library event last week, bringing together members of the community to engage in open and honest conversations with human books, representing various groups subjected to prejudice, stigmatization, or discrimination. The event aimed to create a safe space for participants to challenge stereotypes and prejudices, fostering empathy and understanding among attendees.
So the Human Library is an event that's based out of Denmark, and this is a licensed event, and we've been holding it at the Osterville Library since 2019. It is based on people becoming books and others having conversations with them based on preconceived prejudices or stigmas.
Attendees had the opportunity to check out these human books and engage in one-on-one or small group conversations, providing them with a chance to gain insights into the lives and experiences of individuals they may not have interacted with otherwise.
So I am a full-time wheelchair user and a service dog handler on the Cape, and so my book reads as the story of many disabled people living on the Cape. So the book reads as chapters about accessing small businesses and not being able to be patrons of their business and support them because maybe they have a step into their building or not an accessible bathroom.
I'm representing being homeless, especially being homeless on the Cape. And I did always own my own housing for 21 years. And then I got a diagnosis of cancer. And my son was a minor. So we ended up selling our housing so that we could live off of the funds of that. But it was before COVID. And then we were in Eastham. And that house sold during the height of COVID. Fortunately, my son had just graduated from high school, so he graduated from Nauset. And there was nothing available on the Cape, really.
The book I am today is representing my experiences at the intersection of being a Japanese American and a woman who is I'm retired now, but I was a professor at the University of Vermont, and I came to the MBL to be director of education. And I have a lot of experiences, both running a laboratory, being a professor, usually being the only woman at many committee meetings, as well as for sure the only Asian American in most of the activities I participated in.
You know, I'm a Black woman here on Cape Cod in a very white space, so I feel I'm probably judged with a few biases, you know, on a daily basis. And I just work to connect with people and share who I am to overcome those things.
The event's unique nature challenged participants to be open-minded and willing to question their beliefs while engaging in discussions on taboo, uncomfortable, and at times painful topics. During the event, it became evident that the conversation sparked genuine emotions among both the human books and the readers.
I am a mom of 4. I have my kids are young adults, but most importantly, I am a kind person, a hardworking person. I did what a lot of people do, which was drink an addictive substance, and I got addicted to it, which is, that's one part of a person's story is the alcohol. But then when you start to recover, you realize why you picked up in the first place and why that is your only coping skill.
I do think there is more openness on the younger generations than particularly my generation and older generations. There's still a stigma. I see it. When we have a lot of people call our crisis lines who are younger, from 14 to, say, 25. I am just grateful that they're able to reach out and talk to us. And they do a lot of texting to other crisis lines, has the text capacity. But I do see people kind of talking about it more, which is really encouraging.
My house was sold mid-semester that I was living in, and it was too far into the semester to withdraw and get a refund, so I just had to kind of deal with it. I think it was maybe slightly over a month before I got my room at Champ House. You know, sometimes I slept in my car, sometimes I slept at friends' houses. My classmates, my professors would never, ever know that I had no place to live.
I often don't feel like I belong. People just look at me, even without talking to me, and they immediately ask me where I'm from. I've had people just come up to me, not even say hi, and say, China? And I'll go, no, California. and I've noticed that often I'll see cashiers who talk quite a bit to people in front of me at the store, and they won't say hi to me at all until I open my mouth. And when I speak English to them, then they'll start talking to me. And so, you know, as a third generation Japanese American, I mean, I grew up in the United States as a patriotic American. And so it shakes me when people just look at me and judge me and assume that I don't belong here.
As the event came to a close, attendees left with new perspectives and a deeper sense of connection with their fellow community members.
This is going to be a yearly thing going forward. I think we're almost ahead of our time on this. And as you know, time goes on, it grows in recognition and people become more aware of what we're doing. We're hoping more people will participate.
I think things like this right here is probably the best way to channel different types of people to come together and learn about each other, but also so that the community could get to meet us. We normally, a lot of times when I'm heading a certain direction, people kind of will tend to head in another direction, and maybe they'll learn that there's really no need for that. I don't have to do that I just like tattoos.
There is people have some prejudgments on the topic, and some of them don't even know what it really means. Maybe this is an opportunity for them to learn about it or to hear a different opinion so that they can make acceptable judgment on themselves.
I think the most important thing is for the community agencies to work with each other and work together and understand their role as healers. Even if you're a district attorney, even if you're a prosecutor, even if you're a local prison, even if you work in healthcare, you are providing women with support, and that support gives them health and well-being. It's critical at a really important time.
People are just like in awe. The conversations are raw and very personal. People are very moved by the whole experience. It's really an amazing event that I hope everybody gets a chance to take part in.
For Cape Media News, I'm Mitch Sock.